Good evening, everybody. My name is Tatum, and this is Guardian Voice of the Missing weekly podcast. Thank you guys all for joining and being here at different night. Normally, I will always do them on Tuesdays, as far as I know. So, thank you guys. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's been a very busy week for me. A lot of flyers I got out this week and stuff, and still working. On stuff. Someone said, "Hello, how are you? This is your friend." Not for sure who it is. I can't see all the comments until after the podcast. If you are watching on the group, you have to allow StreamYard to, you have to give StreamYard permission. But if you're watching from the page on Facebook, I can see your comments. And YouTube, I don't normally see the comments as well. But I hope you guys are doing well. I have a lot of cases to cover tonight for you guys. So if you have any questions, if there's any comments that you want to make, if family's on here, you're more than welcome to make comments. And there will be probably people hashtagging and stuff for your cases as well. If there is a case out there that you would like me to cover, get a flyer out and get them on the podcast, just let me know. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Allison. All right. So we're going to head and get started. So I will be covering over 20 cases tonight. So I know it's a lot, but these are all cases that I wanted to get out that a lot of them I have not seen really any coverage on, or there's very little, or I've had people reach out to me asking to get more coverage on them. So the first case I did cover last week, I did want to cover him again. This is Eric Foote. He is missing out of Washburn, Maine on January 30th, 2024. He was 39 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'10", 155 pounds, brown hair, and hazel eyes. He does have a sun tattoo on his chest and a tribal shoulder tattoo down his right arm. He did have chin hair at the time of his disappearance. He was last seen wearing a short sleeve black t-shirt and jeans but he was in a mental crisis stage. It was freezing cold then. He did not have no coat, money, wallet, phone, transportation, or resources. It is reported that several people had tried to get him help and that law enforcement took him to the Presque Isle Hospital. However, it was confirmed that he was never taken there and no ambulance was called to help him. He is a daily smoker, and he was last seen on the Washburn Road in Washburn, Maine, and dropped off by the Washburn Police Department. He does know people in Caribou, Maine. There is also possibility that he may have been heading there. However, there have been many open fields in between the two locations. Loved ones are concerned for his safety and welfare. They are asking for anybody in that area to help check those open fields and surrounding areas to help locate Eric. Also, I believe Eric is a veteran as well. If you have any information regarding Eric's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call 911 or the Aroostook County, Maine Sheriff's Office at 207-532-3471. And hopefully there is somebody out there that knows him. Talking to his loved ones and stuff, they had said that, you know, a lot of people had came across him around that time, and they could tell that, you know, something was wrong. They were trying to get him help, and it just, for whatever reason, he has not been located again. So if anybody's in that area, if you own any of those fields that are open out there, if you could please check that, and hopefully we can get him located. This next case I came across and I found it very interesting. This is Armando Torres. He's missing out of Chicago, Illinois on February 27th, 2022. He was 32 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 34, 5'9", 170 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. Now his hair was short, low cut, and it had kind of a bald fade. He had a short beard at the time, and he may wear glasses. He has that large tattoo, I believe it is green in color, of a cross with an angel wings on the front of his neck. Armando may use the name Angel, Cast with a K or Cast with a C. His loved ones reported that he was last seen February 27th by his landlord. He had went to his residence and it was engulfed in flames. It was observed by the landlord that he was seen getting into a passenger side of his black 2015 Chevy Impala with Illinois plates at 6 p.m. It is reported that shortly after this, his phone started going straight to voicemail. His car has been recovered by the Chicago Police Department at 624 West 21st Street in Chicago, Illinois. He is missing from the McKinney Park community in Chicago. It is known that he frequents the vicinity of the 2000 block of West 35th Street in Chicago, or the 7200 block of West 24th Street in Gary, Indiana. If you have any information regarding Armando's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Chicago, Illinois Police Department Area Central at 312-747-8380. Hi, Tabitha. So Tabitha is doing some hashtagging and stuff in the comments. This next case is Barbara Annette McCurr. Someone from the last podcast, I believe a family member, had asked if I would cover her. She is missing out of Seattle, Washington on November 3rd of 1978. She was 24 years at the time of her disappearance. She is now 69, 5'5", 120 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. Her hair was shoulder length at the time. She may use the last name Anderson. So Barbara was with a group of friends at the Fandango Disco, which was located inside the Sirloin Inn at the Lake Forest Park Shopping Center on November 2nd, 1978. She had left on foot after she had had a disagreement with her boyfriend to walk 5 miles back to her home in the 1500 block of North 89th Street. She was walking along the Bohel Highway around midnight. It was cold that night. It was reported that her friends had caught up to her about half a mile from the club, and they had offered her a ride, but she refused. This is the last time that she has been reported seen walking in that 16500 block of Bothell Highway Northwest, wearing a green and rust-colored blouse with wide stripes, and a rust-colored blouse with wide stripes, short black leather jacket, rust-colored corduroy pants, tan mid-calf boots with a 2-inch heel, and carrying a brown cloth purse with a shoulder strap. She was reported missing the next day by her roommate. She didn't have any credit cards and less than $1 in her purse. On November 8th of 1978, 5 days after she went missing, her driver's license was found by the Highway Department road crew near the intersection of Interstate 5 and Interstate 405 in Linwood, Washington. It is reported that law enforcement thinks she could have been abducted near the Sheraton Beach. It is out of character for her not to have contact with her loved ones and for her to abandon her child. If you have any information regarding Barbara's disappearance or know the whereabouts, please call King County, Washington Sheriff's Office at 206-296-4155. And, my heart goes out, to these families that, have had missing loved ones for years and years. And, definitely trying to get them, found and located. So all the families just know that everybody is here for you, no matter how long the case has been going. There is a lot of support out here for you guys. Give me one moment. I need to get a family member in on the link. So just give me one moment, you guys. Like I said, there is a lot of, stuff out there, and there's a lot of resources and stuff that is out there for you guys. Know that we take a lot of pride and work to get you guys what you guys need. If you're having trouble, I've heard, again, a lot of people are having problems with getting reports done with law enforcement. I cannot stress how important this is to get law enforcement to do a report. If you haven't been on here before, when we talk about that, you they have to take a report. There's no state, there's no limitation, there's no 48 hours you have to wait. You are able to make a report. If you're struggling with a report, please reach out. You can reach out to me, reach out to advocates, other advocates out there. They're in their state statutes. It says you can report right away. The FBI tells people to make missing persons reports right away. And that is your right to do, whether they're an adult. Don't take no for an answer. If the city won't do it, ask the sheriff. If the sheriff won't do it, ask your state highway patrol out there. There is a resource on the resource page that kind of tells you what you need to do if someone goes missing. I'm also adding more and more stuff on that all the time. Sue, will you let Lisa know that I sent her the link? This next case is Rebecca Demery. She is missing out of Odessa, Texas on March 1st, 2023. She was 32 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 33, 5'5", 190 pounds, brown hair, and hazel eyes. She does wear glasses and has a mole on the left side of her neck. She always wore that gold necklace there in the picture and has both of her ears pierced, but she doesn't wear earrings. She does have her tongue pierced. She has a history of seizures and had recently had one in the hospital. She has a tattoo of the flower, as you can see in that picture, in the heart design as well on the picture. The flower is on her left arm and the heart design is on her right arm. She does go by the name Becca. Becca had contact with her loved ones on a daily basis, and it was continuous through the day. They last spoke to her on the phone on February 28th when she had called to see if she could get a ride home from the hospital. Her loved ones are out of town and were not able to pick her up. She was leaving the hospital. She was seen leaving the hospital with someone that day. Becca's loved ones text her for the next day on March 1st of 2023, and there has been no response from her. She has not been seen or heard from again. She was last seen wearing, as you can see in that picture down at the bottom where she's sitting on the ground with that backpack, wearing that long gray shirt with the plaid hem, black pants, and gray athletic shoes with a white sole. She was carrying that black and teal backpack. She was last apparent seen at approximately 3:50 a.m. in southeast Odessa. Foul play is suspected in her case. If you have any information regarding Rebecca's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Odessa, Texas Police Department at 432-335-4609. There is now an award that is being offered for any information that leads to Becca's disappearance. Also, there are, I believe, 4 billboards that are out. One in Odessa, and there's a couple other areas that they have it. This is what the billboard looks like. As you can see, they do have that picture of what she was wearing that day. It's $1,000 reward. You can call 333-TIPS. Crime Stoppers has, helping trying to get more information. Like I said, on any of these cases, you can always remain anonymous. If you are in the Odessa, Midland, Texas area, please look out for those billboards and everything. And like I said, there should be 4 billboards that are out. One in Odessa, and then one in Midland, and I don't remember the other 2. I will have to ask her loved ones. If they want to post the other 2 areas that they're on, they can comment on there. Well, can anybody share the name of the hospital? Which hospital are you talking about? The other thing about Becca is she didn't know anybody in Odessa. Some people the rumor had been going around that she had a grandfather live there. That was not true. So there has been a lot of, a lot of rumors and stuff like that. I will tell you that law enforcement on her case has been amazing. They have done multiple searches for her. They have followed down leads. I believe they do have some people that are of interest and everything. I will not release that name at this time, but they have been very diligent. And I know that, working with several families, their thing is like, well, if they know who did it, then, why don't they just arrest them and, charge them? And a lot of these, in some of these cases, I don't want to say a lot, but in some of these cases, um, we have to understand that law enforcement has to have a certain amount of information. When that stuff goes up to the attorneys and the district attorney and stuff in order to prosecute someone, they want to have enough information that they could get this person charged and off the streets. That can be very hard if we don't have the victim. So in a lot of these cases, without a victim, it makes it very hard for them to be able to prosecute them. So, like in Becca's case, like I said, law enforcement has been amazing on her case. They have done a lot of work, a lot of searches. They've ran down a lot of leads. But again, for family, the family wants to have her home at this point. A lot of the families that I talk to at this point, the only thing they're thinking of is, I just want my loved one home. I just want to know where my loved one is. So anybody out there that has any information on any of these cases, please reach out. At least give, what information you have. No information is too small, because we never know what law enforcement has that could, open up that case and be able to locate someone. This next case is Charla Marie Ghost. She is missing out of Oakland, California on December 26, 1990. She was 19 years old when she disappeared, and she would now be 53, 5'2" to 5'3", 120 to 125 pounds. She does have brown hair and brown eyes. She is a member of the Rosebud Sioux tribe of the Rosebud Indian Reservation. She may use the last name Cincheros. She was last seen wearing a black and white polka dot fake leather jacket, silk shirt, black jeans, and black and white Puma shoes when she had went to the corner store to pick up some medicine for her infant daughter. She had never returned home. She's never been seen or heard from again. There's very little information out on her case. If you have any information regarding Charla's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call the Oakland, California Police Department at 510-238-3641. This is Carter O. Wheeler. He is missing out of Chicago, Illinois on January 8th, 2023. He is 26 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 27, 6'1", 150 pounds, black hair, and blue eyes. So he was last seen in Chicago, Illinois on January 5th, leaving the emergency room of the Ascension Resurrection Hospital on West Talcott, and loved ones last heard from him on January 8th, 2023 via text. They were told that he was heading to Oklahoma from Chicago. He has never been seen or heard from since. There's no activity on social media or streaming accounts. If you have any information regarding Carter's disappearance or his whereabouts, please call the Chicago, Illinois Police Department, Area 5 at 312-746-8605. This is Coretta Faye Selena Gibson. She is missing out of Sacramento, California on January 17, 2024. She was 36 years old at the time of her disappearance. She's now 37. 5'1" to 5'4", 106 to 117 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes. She did have short, curly black hair at the time of her disappearance. She was living in a boarding care home. It is reported that she had packed up all of her belongings and left. She could be heading to Oakland, California. There's very little information out on her case. If you have any information regarding Coretta's disappearance or her whereabouts, please call the Sacramento County, California Sheriff's Office at 916-874-5115. This is another case that I've shared before. This is Caitlin Woolery. She's missing from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, November 23rd, 2023. She was 17 years old at the time of her disappearance. She's 5'3", 115 pounds, brown hair, and hazel eyes. She does have her nose and her ears pierced. She was wearing a beaded necklace with the name Blake, as you can see in that picture, and a cross necklace. She could go by Bug or Little Bit. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie, Crocs, and jeans around 1:30 on November 23rd when she went for a walk around the block in the area of Oakland Avenue in Uniontown High School in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. She had her cell phone with her, and it last pinged 10 blocks away at Potter's Barn around 11:15 on November 26th. Since then, it has been off and unable to ping. She's not been active on social media and has not been in contact with friends or loved ones, which is out of her characters. There is a big concern for her safety and her well-being, especially medically. If anybody has any information regarding Caitlin's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call 911 or the Uniontown, Pennsylvania Police Department at 724-430-2929. The last I knew, they still believe that she is in the Uniontown area. But like I said, there's really a big concern with her medically on her needing to be found. All right, this next case is a case that I will cover every week until we get Dana Jane Bruce located. She went missing on October 4th, 2008. She was 23 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 38, 5'2", 98 pounds, brown hair, and green hazel eyes. She did have red highlights in her hair at the time of her disappearance. And it was shoulder length and wavy with bangs. She is blind in her left eye. She has both of her ears pierced, and she has a 2-inch scar on her lower spine and a staple scar on her right shoulder. She does have that tattoo, as you can see in the picture, in her upper left arm of a teddy bear with wings and a banner that says Dylan. She was last seen wearing a black shirt with Rebel on the front and silver lettering and blue jeans, leaving her children's babysitting home where she had left them earlier, but she had returned back around 11:30 midnight to give the babysitter more money and asked if she would watch the children the rest of the night. And that was the last time that the babysitter had seen her. She had been at the anniversary party of Malone's Bar on Main Street with a young man driving a late model red F-150 truck, which is believed that has not been correct, that it actually was a white F-150 truck. And he had been with her earlier that night, and it is believed that he is the one that drove her to the babysitter's house. However, he had said that the police have questioned him. He had traveled to Atlanta, Georgia, because he was a contractor and doing work there in Sedalia, and he had traveled back, and the police had questioned him, and he said that he parted ways with her after they had left the bar, and he never saw her again. It is known that she actually left the bar that night with actually 2 individuals that live in Sedalia, 2 males, and they had left with her. But there's also that she had went to an after party where there's at least 7 individuals in the Sedalia area still living around that area. Some have possibly moved away, and they're still living there, that they had went to an after party in the Tipton area, Missouri. And at that party, it was reported by a witness that she was given drugs, and she passed away, and they had rolled her body up a carpet and have disposed of her body. So there have been searches for her around the Sedalia area as well. At one point in time, the FBI did come in to scan the concrete to see if she was possibly buried under this concrete construction area, which they did not find her. She had left all of her belongings behind. She doesn't have a bank account, credit cards, phone, vehicle. It's unknown if she had her ID at the time. Also, one thing that really points that she did not leave on her own accord. She had just signed a lease for her and her children for a new place. It's also known that she was a devoted mother who would never leave or abandon her children. Foul play is suspected in her case. One thing that I will continue to say, this is a very close to home. Someone out there that was close to Dana does know the truth. Actually, several people, and it's time for people to come forward. There are people talking on this case. There are people in that group that are speaking and talking. But one thing I want to say is there is a reward that is being offered on her case for anybody that can lead to the whereabouts of Dana Bruce. We know that she did not leave on her own accord. It is time for someone to come forward. Like I said, there are people talking, but the biggest thing is letting everybody know that there is a reward that is being offered in her case. So if anybody has any information regarding Dana's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call the Sedalia, Missouri Police Department at 660-826-8100 or 660-827-7823, or you can call the Missouri State Highway Patrol at 573-526-6178. One thing that I will continue to say, especially on this case, you are not above the law, no matter what your affiliation may be. Everybody should be held accountable for what you do. Like I said, it is very close to home. The people that know what happened and were there the night that Dana disappeared, you know what happened. It's time to come forward. And like I said, there's people amongst that group that are talking, and they are going to continue to talk. And it's just time for people to come forward. I feel for her children that are out there wondering. And the other thing is, I don't know how people can look at her children and not come forward. It just makes no sense to me. Ellen, you are most welcome. I will continue to share Dana, like I said, until we get her located. So again, if anybody has information, you can remain anonymous. You can reach out and you can send tips. To me, I have no problem with people sending me tips. I can send those forward as well. If there's any of the advocates that are on here, I'm assuming Sharon's on here. Hopefully she didn't forget because I changed tonight. Tabitha, who's doing a lot of the hashtagging tonight and everything, she does a lot of work up around Idaho, Washington, up in that area of the state. She has a teen group as well. We have Allison that's here tonight. She does missing persons alerts. She has a platform in all 50 states, and then some other ones as well. And she has a teen group out there. There's Oracle Mom, Sky Alerts, Toby Foundation, Missing Truth, I think, is the other one. There's several. So if any of my advocates are out here that I work with, please put your guys's pages up and everything. These are really good advocates. They are here for you guys. They're here for you guys for the right reasons. We network together and we get information out across the nation. So never feel as a family member that you can't reach out. That's what we're here for. I tell people all the time, like, if you just need to reach out, if you need to vent, need to talk, if there's something to update, if there's any updates, so we can get updates out as well. Like I said, a lot of these cases I know a lot more about, but I do not share everything because that's to protect that case, but also protect the family as well, because there are cases out here that are dangerous and that could be harmful to their loved ones. So definitely reach out, check out the comments and stuff, and you guys will see some other links. So this next case, the next two cases are connected. This is DeAndrea Williams. She is missing out of Memphis, Tennessee. September 5th, 2023. She was 17 years old, time of disappearance, 5'5", 175 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She does have her ears pierced. As you can see in that picture, that is the only tattoo picture that I have of her. If anybody out there has another one, I would like to get that out there and on her flyer. So that's on her upper chest that appears to have a colored rose and an unknown word with the last letters RCEL. So DeAndrea and her brother Ricky Williams have not been seen since September 5th of 2023. There is little information on their cases. And they were just entered into the NamUs database. So if you have any information regarding DeAndrea or her brother Ricky's disappearance, please call the Memphis, Tennessee Police Department at 901-636-3700. And the next flyer I'm going to show you is this is what Ricky looks like. So Ricky was 15 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'5", 175 pounds. And like I said, he went missing with his sister. No one has seen or heard from them since September 5th of 2023. Again, if anybody has any information on either Ricky or Deandra's disappearance, please call the Memphis, Tennessee Police Department at 901-636-3700. Hopefully there is somebody out there that knows something about their disappearance. And if they see this, let someone know that you're okay. Contact law enforcement. With kids and law enforcement, they do notify. But if you're an adult and you're missing and you don't want your family to know where you're at for whatever reason and you're missing, please contact law enforcement. Let law enforcement come out, talk to you, make sure that everything is okay. I know there's a lot of cases that, people leave for, maybe there's a domestic situation or whatever. But, law enforcement with an adult, they do not have to tell whoever made the report, they don't have to tell them the location. They will just tell them that they've made contact with them. So I think sometimes that can happen where people worry about if law enforcement is going to tell them. Now, if you're a juvenile, they are going to, contact the proper people. This next case is Zachariah Wadsworth. He is missing out of Tulsa, Oklahoma on November 12th, 2023. He's 27 years old. He is now 28. 6 foot, 125 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes. He was last known leaving his home in Tulsa, Oklahoma in an unknown car. It is reported that he could possibly be heading to Iowa. There are very little details in his case. If you have any information regarding Zachariah's disappearance or know his whereabouts, please call the Tulsa, Oklahoma Police Department at 918-596-9143. This is Ernie Garrison Jensen. He is missing out of Anchorage, Alaska. June 26th of 2021. He was 49 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 52. 5'9", 145 pounds, brown hair, and brown eyes. He does have a scar on his abdomen. He has a tattoo on his right and left arms. Again, if anybody has any pictures or any details of his tattoos, please let me know so I can get that updated on his flyer. He may go by the name Ernie G. Jensen. He was last known to be homeless in Anchorage, Alaska. He does not have a phone or regular contact with any of his family members. If you have any information regarding Ernie's disappearance or know his whereabouts, please call the Anchorage, Alaska Police Department at 907-786-8900 or the Alaska State Troopers at 907-269-5511. This is Gerson Alizar Lopez Montillo. He is a missing endangered teenager that went missing from Idaho Falls on May 30th, 2023. He is 17 years old, 5'5", 100 to 140 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. So he had came to Idaho Falls, Idaho from Honduras and was living with his family member. He left his home without permission, carrying a suitcase, and has never returned. It is reported that he was seen getting into a silver car in the area of South Belen Road in Pechera. He didn't have any money or a cell phone with him. There are no other known relatives or friends in that area. He had only been in Idaho with his family for about 4 months prior to his disappearance. If you have any information regarding Gerson's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Bonneville County, Idaho Sheriff's Office at 208-529-1375. It always concerns me when kids take off and leave and get into vehicles that nobody know. But, like in his case, he hadn't been in that area very long. I don't know if there's a possibility that he has returned to Honduras. I don't know. This next case is Glenda Jean White. She's missing out of Alliance, Ohio. June 2nd of 2009, she was 16 years old at the time of her disappearance. She's now 31, 5'3", 125 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. She did have shoulder length hair, and she does dye it different colors. She has her nose, lip, and both of her ears pierced. She has a scar on her left wrist from self-mutilation. She has a yin yang symbol and a sunburst tattoo on her right arm, and she may go by Jeannie. It is reported that her and her boyfriend had ran away from home and was staying with a man named Robert Lindsay Moore for a couple of nights, who is pictured there. According to a witness, she had went to her boyfriend wearing only a sheet and said that Moore had tried to rape her. Moore had told them both to leave after he was accused and offered to give Glenna a ride back to her own house, and she did get in the car with him. An hour and a half later, Moore returned home and said that she had jumped out of the car when he was at a stop sign. However, family that had seen him said his pants were muddy from the knees down, splattered with blood from the waist up, and hands were all busted up and knuckles were blood-stained. Moore said that he had been jumped by a group of men. Glenna has never been seen or heard from again. She was last seen wearing a green tank top, black pants, and black shoes with red hearts on them. Moore has a history of violent offenses and had been charged with murder in the 1993 death of in Stark County, Ohio woman named Virginia Leochik, but only served 15 years for involuntary manslaughter. In December 2021, Moore was charged with aggravated murder, and being a repeat violent offender in the connection with Glenna's disappearance. In 2022, the jury acquitted him of the aggravated and unable to come up with a verdict to charge him with murder. In October 2023, a second trial was expected to begin and was held up due to dispute of the prosecutors and defense attorney over an expert witness. Moore has remained in jail and still is in jail. So his court is still pending. If you have any information regarding Glenna's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call Stark County, Ohio Sheriff's Office at 330-430-3800 or the Smith Township, Ohio Police Department at 330-938-2807. This next case is Joe Churchville Ricks III. He is missing out of Oakland, California on October 6th of 2021. He was 35 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 38, 5'4", 150 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. His hair was long, shoulder length at the time. And to let you know that Joe uses the pronouns they, them. So they had long, shoulder-length brown hair at the time and brown eyes. They sometimes have a light 5 o'clock shadow or mild presence of a mustache on the upper lip. They have tattoos of their last name Ricks on their shoulder, a long-haired woman on the upper left arm, a cassette tape player with a banner reading "To Hear My Friends When They're Gone" on their right arm, and a crumpled fencing foil on their left arm. They may go by their initials JC, Jace, or CSP Shala, and they do suffer from mental health issues. They were last seen wearing a brown jacket, black jeans, black boots, and possibly carrying a large black backpack or a duffel bag in the 5400 block of Vicente Way in Oakland, California at 11:30 a.m. on October 6, 2021. They were possibly heading to San Francisco, California via the Bay Area Rapid Transit System known as BART. They may have possible associates in the People's Park in Berkeley. If you have any information regarding Joe's disappearance or know their whereabouts, please call the Oakland, California Police Department at 510-238-3641. And one of the things that I do want to cover as well is we are here to find the missing. Any negative comments on any of the cases will not be tolerated on my page. I can only speak for my page, but I could also probably speak on missing alerts. there's no tolerance. We're not here to judge anybody for lifestyle. I've shared flyers that some people are like, why would you share that? They're a criminal, or they have a bad history, or they have substance abuse or mental health, or I'm going to share whoever. I'm here to find the missing. That's what I'm here for. So the reason I'm going to bring this up is the fact that when Joe's case, he does use the pronouns they and them, and I've seen on other platforms where it's got completely out of control, with people commenting and totally losing the aspect of what we're here for. We have, despite whatever our personal feelings, beliefs, or whatever, every one of these people are human beings. Everyone is someone's son, daughter, sister, brother, husband, wife. They all deserve to be found. And when we get away from the purpose of finding them based off of whether you agree, with what pronouns they use or how they identify themselves, we're getting away from getting that information out there. Also, if they have substance abuse, that's another really big one. Or if they've had trouble with the law, these are human beings. These are not people that should be discarded. And I have no tolerance for it at all. I have not really had problems on my platform, but I've seen it out on other platforms. So, if you guys see anything on, any of the platforms, please let us know in case we don't see it. But also, we have loved ones out here on our platforms and stuff, and they're going through a hard enough time, and then I've seen people attack them, there's just no reason to be attacking people when we're supposed to be here to find the missing. So I want to put that out there again, because I feel like I haven't put it out in a while. Like I said, I have not had problems on my platform, but I have seen issues out on other platforms. So please, everybody, be respectful of every case that is out there. Please get it shared. Please help the families. Please be supportive of the families that are out here that are missing someone. I mean, I have no problem with people having discussions or asking questions. That's all great. But as long as people are not attacking people. Sish says, I've had problems on my page towards children. Yeah, I have no tolerance. You're welcome, Tabitha. And like I said, if you guys happen to see it on any of our pages, always report it to admin and let them know. I cannot guarantee that all pages will remove stuff. I will remove it, and then I'll ban you. It's just an automatic ban for me. And then we have some cases that are heated between family members, stuff like that. So we try to keep all that at a minimum, because my biggest thing, I want to keep out the information to help get someone located. This next case is Jose Luis Ellis Jr. He is out of Moquegua, California on November 23rd, 2023. He's 26 years old at the time of his disappearance. He's now 27. 5'8", 162 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. He does have a tattoo on his chest. Family is forever. He was last seen by his father, who was visiting in Mexico, wearing a blue jacket, blue jeans, white shoes on December 3rd, 2023. His mother had last contact with him through text message on November 23rd, 2023. His last check-in on Facebook was November 19th, 2023 in Rosetta, Mexico. His father had filed a missing persons report in Mexico, and mom has filed a one in the United States. He has not been seen or heard from since. If you have any information regarding Jose's disappearance or his whereabouts, please call the Moquegua, California Police Department at 209-456-8100. And I don't have the information who to contact down in Mexico. This next case, someone asked me to cover. I had never heard of Manuel Joseph Bella. He is missing out of Almira, Oregon on March 9th, 2022. He's 47 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 49, 5'10", 170 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He does have multiple tattoos. He has a half sleeve on his upper left arm, similar to a scary clown face, an elk on his right side lower back that you can see pictured there, and tattoos on his chest, left hand finger, left wrist, and upper arm. So he was last seen in Mount Elmira, Oregon area on March 7, 2022. He is known to commonly travel on a red sports bike motorcycle. He does frequent both Lane and Lincoln County in Oregon. If you have any information regarding Manuel's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Lance County, Oregon Sheriff's Office at 514 682 4150. Thank you for joining, people. Just don't vanish. How are you? And like I said, if anybody out here has any questions, concerns, want to talk on cases, that would be great. I have 6 cases left. This next case is Michael Aaron Richards. He went missing from Sacramento, California on July 8th, 2022. He's 60 years old at the time of his disappearance. He's now 62. 6'1", 165 pounds, blonde strawberry hair and hazel eyes. He does have his ear pierced and has scars and skin patches all over his body. He was homeless and living in a tent along the river in Sacramento, California in the Freeport area. He had texted his family on July 6th or 8th and told him that he had COVID. He has not been seen or heard from since. If anyone has any information regarding Michael's disappearance or knows his whereabouts, please call the Sacramento County, California Sheriff's Office at 916-874-5115. This next case is Nazaro Vale. He is missing out of San Rafael, California on January 5th, 2013. He was 29 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 40, 5'5", 180 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. His hair at the time was 2 inches longer on the top and shorter on the sides. He did have a mustache at the time. He had previously broke his left foot and the injury did not heal correctly, which he limps as a result. He may go by the name Nazaron Vale Alonzo. He was last seen in San Rafael, California at 2 p.m. wearing a black sweatshirt, black jeans, walking away from his apartment. It is reported that he was intoxicated at the time and he did not own a vehicle. He has not been seen or heard from since. If anybody has information regarding Nazaro's disappearance or know his whereabouts, please call the San Rafael, California Police Department at 415-485-3000. Next, we have Randolph Anthony David. He went missing out of Cleveland, Ohio on September 29, 2021. 66 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 69, 5'9", 140 pounds. He has gray, partially gray hair and brown eyes. He does wear glasses and does have his ear pierced. He was last seen in Cleveland, Ohio on September 2021 wearing dark jeans and a dark sweatshirt. There's very little information out on his case. If you have any information regarding Randolph's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Cleveland, Ohio Police Department, 3rd District at 216-623-5300. This is a case I have shared before. It's been a little bit. This is Shakira Blue Harding. She is missing out of Billings, Montana on July 23rd, 2018. She was 19 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 25. 5'4", 125 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She does have her ears pierced. She may go by the name Blue or spell her name Shakaiah or Haughtyng. She does have a history of mental illness and substance abuse. She is enrolled in the Northern Cheyenne tribe of the Northern Cheyenne Reservation. Shakira was last seen at the Tumbleweed Runaway Center and was walking on Buena Vista Drive in Billings, Montana at 4 p.m. on July 23rd, 2018. It is reported that she had been living homeless on and off for the spring and summer. However, she did keep in touch with her loved ones. She was reported missing on August 20th after she had not been seen or heard from in about a month. It is reported that a bus ticket was purchased in her name, supposedly to go to Grand Junction, Colorado, at the downtown Billings. But there's no evidence that she ever used that bus ticket. It is unusual for her not to have contact more than a week. Shakira has ties to Fort Riley, Kansas, New Mexico, Fort Belknap, and Billings, Montana. There have been reports of her being seen in the Phoenix, Arizona area, but that has not been confirmed. Family is concerned for her safety and welfare. If you have any information regarding Shakira's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Yellowstone County, Montana Sheriff's Office at 406-256-2929. This is a case that I've shared before and did some updating on. This is Walter Wayne Wright. He is missing out of Trinidad, California on July 11, 2021. 35 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 38, 5'11", 140 pounds, brown hair, and brown eyes. He does have a tattoo, Danny Wright, with 2 dates on his back. He is enrolled in the Muskogee Creek Nation. He was last seen in Trinidad, California, which is in Humboldt County, on July 11th, 2021, wearing a black hat with Cali written in red, dark blue jeans, a shirt of unknown color, and he was also wearing a thick silver ring on his pinky finger. He had lived in West Haven, California at the time of his disappearance. If you have any information regarding Walter's disappearance or know his whereabouts, please call the Humboldt County, California Sheriff's Office at 707-445-7251. Humboldt County, California does have a lot of missing individuals. A lot. And I've covered quite a few. Hi, Faith. How are you? Faith says, prayers to all the family and friends of the loved ones of the missing. Thank you, Faith. Faith does a really good job sharing a lot of missing persons, flyers and stuff, and just an amazing person. And hopefully, she had shared with me a long time ago something that she had written about being an individual with a missing loved one. And I'm going to try to find that again, if that's okay with Faith, something that she allowed me to share before. But I think it was really supportive for the families and for people to kind of realize what it's like to have a loved one that is missing, especially over a long period of time. So, like I said, unfortunately, in Faith's case, my prayers have definitely been out with Faith. Her loved one has been located. Unfortunately, he was deceased. And my heart goes out to her and her son. No words can take back. It was definitely not the result that we wanted. But Faith has definitely been a very strong individual. And like I've said before, we have a lot of family members that are on here that no matter what, they're supporting other families of the missing. They're sharing flyers. They're giving good support to other family members and being there for them. So I want to thank, Faith, Ellen, I can't even name all the families that are out here that despite, even if their family member has been found, they still continue to share. Even when their family member is missing, they still continue to share. And it's just so amazing, the love that's out there. And I want everybody to know that you're not alone. There are people that are out here that are going through the same things that you're going through. The story may be, different, but, the not knowing, comes up a lot, but know that you are not alone, that we are all here for you. Please be careful who you do talk to. Like I said, not every advocate and everything is out here for the right reason. The ones that I have shared on my podcast and that I network with are all really great advocates. They a lot of good resources. They're here for the right reason. They want to protect your case. They are going to protect your story. They are going to protect your families, and everything out there, like missing persons alerts, sky alerts. I don't know if Sharon's on here. Sharon Parker is amazing. I can't say enough about her. She's affiliated with a lot of groups. She, shares, um, networks, stuff like that. Another really great advocate. Sharsha is a great advocate out there. There's Oracle Mama. There's the Missing Truth that does podcasts. So if there's anything out there that any of you guys need, please reach out. If one of us can't do it, we probably are connected with someone that can. But like I said, you guys need to be very careful what information you give out there. Please research people. If people are reaching out to you asking for money, I would be a little suspicious. And there's ways to report that. Just be careful out there. I always tell people, if I reach out to a family member or reach out to someone, I tell them, hey, I'm the founder of Guardian Voice of the Missing. Check it out. Here's my page. You can, check me out. I suggest that for all individuals, that we check your stuff and be careful. Okay, Jennifer, I don't know if you want, you could send me a message, or if you feel comfortable putting it here who your son is. I've covered a lot of cases in Humboldt County. Like I said, there's a lot of missing people in Humboldt County. Reach out to me, and, if you want, we can help get your son's case out there. Okay. Tabitha said posts for Gerson are on my page for the missing Pacific Northwest teens and stuff in her other groups. Thank you, Saoirse, for getting that out. He was a case I never heard of and had come across. So thank you for that. All right. This last case is Stephen Taylor Hansen. He is missing out of Manteca, California on January 28, 2022. He was 35 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 37, 5'7" to 6'3", 190 to 220 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He does have multiple tattoos on both arms, a spider web on his elbow, a half sun with mama, and a skull. Stephen was last heard from in January 2022. He had been living a transient lifestyle in the areas of Manteca and Stockton, California. If you have any information regarding Stephen's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Manteca, California Police Department at 209-456-8100. So that is the last case that I'm covering. I do have some more flyers to get out as well. It's been a busy week trying to get stuff out and everything. So I appreciate you guys. Yesterday, I apologize for not doing the podcast. I actually went to a speaking event on that was here in my area that was about the psychological stuff about serial killers. And so I wanted to look at that and went out and did that last night. It was pretty interesting. So if it comes to your guys' area, you might want to check it out if you're into that kind of stuff. Like I said, there's resources that are out. Guardian has resources that we're sharing. If you're having trouble getting cases out, like I said, NamUs has been blowing up with cases, but there's a lot of cases that they're putting in that these people have been missing a long time. And I know a lot of people are like, law enforcement has to do it. You have to understand that, it takes time to get those cases in, the information into NamUs and everything. But I will tell you that it's blown up. You see, I do a lot of California cases. California's been putting in a lot of cases. I wish that all the cases we get in there, but they're not. Also, to let you guys know, there is the unidentified page. I keep letting you guys know about that. I do pretty much have everything set up to do a podcast on unidentified. I also put some flyers out on some unclaimed individuals that are out there. For anybody that doesn't know NamUs, I strongly recommend families to go out there and look on the unidentified or the unclaimed. The unclaimed, law enforcement is looking for a next of kin that for whatever reason they can't. I will tell you there was a case, I believe, out of Tennessee that the family were looking for their son, and someone came across his story, and for whatever reason they had looked into NamUs, and he was an unclaimed individual out of California. He was found in California. So I definitely strongly recommend families to and loved ones and even advocates, check out NamUs and look. I think right now missing persons is almost up to 25,000 that they have in there. I can't remember if it's unidentified or unclaimed. They're in the thousands, like 15,000, I think, maybe 14,000. So there's a lot of them out there. I'll try to update that with you guys as well. Also, I would push families to have law enforcement put them in there as well. So it's a really great tool that is out there in your cases to get seen. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. And like I said, with your son missing and stuff, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. And then Ellen, you're most welcome, Ellen. I will do anything I can in my power. Like I said, I've met some really great individuals and stuff. So I won't keep you guys any longer. Thank you guys all for joining me tonight. Like I said, if there's any cases that you guys want covered, I am still working on an unidentified thing. I know I've been talking about this forever, but it just trying to figure out how the best way to do it and put it out there. I do have another FBI thing too that I need to put together. So hopefully I can get those done and do something maybe this weekend. It's been a very busy week. So no, I did not know that she was located. That's great. I hope she was found safe. I can get her flyer updated. Thank you, Cassie, for letting me know. Kyla was a case of a girl that I shared last week and stuff, and she was the one that went missing with the boyfriend. The boyfriend had been arrested, but then he was let out, and then they were back. Somehow they got back together or whatever, and Cassie is saying that she got located. So that is great. Thank you, Cassie, for letting me know. I just had not had a chance today to check on that. I do have several found. See Me in OKC does a lot of Oklahoma cases and help with them, that she had updated me about a bunch of Oklahoma cases of people that have been found as well. So there are people found all the time. I do try to share all that stuff with you guys as well. With that, I hope you guys have a great night. God bless. And I will see you guys next week. If I don't see you later on this week, feel free to reach out to me anytime. God bless.